EastEnders fans, welcome to this week's Albert Square After Dark, your weekly EastEnders podcast, where this week we'll be discussing the episodes that aired between the 9th to the 11th of July 2025-ish, kind of those days. Joining me today is the fabulous, the very, very hungover Rob. Hello, Rob.
Oh, can you talk quieter, please? I might have to turn your mic down.
Oh, do you know what? He complains so much about my mic levels, and now he's telling me to turn it down. He's normally wanting opposite.
Honestly, ladies and gents, I am too old for this. I went to a house party last night.
That's what happens when you're 40, Rob.
Shut up. I'm not 40. I had a lot of vodka. I got in at 5 a.m. and I am hanging out my arse today, ladies and gents.
5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah.
By the way, for a second when you said I got in at I thought you were going to say in a fight, and I'm like, who are you fighting with?
Imagine me in a fight.
No.
wouldn't go very well. I don't think I've ever been in a fight, not properly.
Yeah.
I meant love, not worry. That's the thing with me. But yes, so apologies in advance if I'm not at my top form today. But yeah, I had a great time. But
Good.
yeah, lots and lots of alcohol consumed, and I'm suffering for it today. So
Well,
drink responsibly,
that's what
please.
happens.
Drink responsibly, kids.
It doesn't. It won't help in this heat either, being hungover, because it's blooming boiling in there.
It is blooming hot, let me tell you. So this week's EastEnders, some stuff went on. We appear to have bad boy Ravi back, and how do we know he's a bad boy this week, Ree? Because he was smoking
cigarettes again. He was vaping before, weren't
he? He was, and now he's into bad boy mode. He started smoking. So
well, to be fair, you would if you just lost 50 grand like he did.
I would, yeah. I think so. I think
so. These vapes, they're not touching inside now. Yeah. You know how stressed I am.
Get me on the Lambert, absolutely. So we'll talk about. But I had some of them last night as well. We'll. I know.
God, you were on it, weren't you?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I had a cigarette last night, Ree. That's how drunk I was. Terrible. Right, so we'll crack on with this week. We'll talk about Ravi later, and we'll open up the discussion about talking with Lauren and Peter. My words are going to be really good this week.
In this week's Albert Square After Dark.
Right, buckle in, folks. Let's talk about Lauren, Peter, and Louis later on in the week. Louis had quite the week, didn't he?
I love little Louis. He's
little
so
Louis.
Cute, bless him.
I love it when the kids get some time in the spotlight. It was really, really good, wasn't it? Bless him.
Yeah.
So obviously, Lauren and Peter are attempting to sort of put their relationship back on track, and it's not going brilliantly. It's not going brilliantly, especially when Cindy, she sort of sees Lauren and Zach getting close again, and then decides to tell Ian, and then storms across to Peter when they're trying to have this picnic with Louis and sort of sort their relationship out. Now, I've got to say, the whole reveal, I was like, well, what exactly happened there? Because Cindy said, go on, tell him. And it was like, well, how would Cindy know that happened?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It were a little bit clumsy almost, because it's not like Lauren had revealed to Cindy, oh, yes, something happened.
Or
Cindy just decided it. I mean, it takes one to know one. Not saying that Lauren is one, because I don't think she compares to Cindy.
No, in any way. But Cindy can smell infidelity a mile away.
I think there is that. But yeah, I was surprised that then Lauren decided to confess what had happened, because I thought Lauren would just be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. As any other normal human being would. Like, this is coming from you, woman. Like, shut up.
Yeah. And then instead she they were a kiss, and I was like, and then I was confused. I was like, was it a kiss? I think they touched lips for 2 seconds and then decided maybe it weren't a good idea. But I guess we didn't see, did we? It was like a duff that it ended
well, they would. The duff was leading us to believe that they'd slept together, and then the next episode it was revealed that Zach had slept on the sofa. Which is very noble of him. And basically, Peter does not react well to this, and a great little fight ensues between Peter and Zach. I did enjoy that. I thought that was quite good.
I loved that. Do you know what, afterwards? Because at first I was like, oh, who'd win in a fight between Peter and Zach? And then when Zach pushed him into, I was like, yeah, definitely, that's fair.
I can't say that quite.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can't say that question came to my head automatically. I've got to be real. I was like, Zach would win that. Yeah, that's fine. Although I wasn't expecting the punch. But I thought the punch out of nowhere was quite good. I didn't see that coming. So fair play, Peter. But it's just this, so he gets all machismo-ish about it. Laura's just sort of exasperated by it all. It's like, you're an idiot. Like, what are you doing? And this does not kind of lend itself to much fixing between them, as they are going to the genetics sort of consultation thing to find out.
They're going to the results, to find out whether it is a genetic Basically, try and find out what's caused
Yeah.
Jimmy's blindness. That is technically what the meeting's about, isn't it?
And it transpires that Lauren's drug taking had absolutely nothing to do with it, which
I mean,
feels mad, really, considering what she was up to during the pregnancy.
yeah, and I think you mentioned the other week saying, it'd make more sense for him to say it was. I mean, it would
Mm.
make more sense for him to say that is what caused it because she was hammering
She was,
the what were
but
it, morphine?
morphine, yeah, yeah. But
It's
I
not
mean,
we're like
go on.
paracetamol, were it? Let's be
No,
honest.
no, it was slightly
Like,
more hardcore than paracetamol. But the thing is with it though, like they basically said that like the drugs that Lauren was taking have never been proven to be connected in any way to this sort of blindness. So
yeah,
it's not like they can just decide that it is for medical
actually, it was
purposes.
because he had a specific, like, some kind of genetic
Yeah,
mutation, and
yeah.
that couldn't be caused from her drug taking. So, although they didn't know exactly why he's got this genetic mutation, they know that it's not from her taking
Mm.
the drugs. So
Yeah,
there we
so
go.
there you go. And obviously, Lauren is very, very relieved about that. But the fact that Peter can't get over this mass infidelity that she's been doing has not helped
Oh,
matters.
and Peter's gutted now because he can't blame
I
Lauren. We were
know.
saying, he's got
Yeah,
this sit bag for years, hasn't he?
yeah,
And now he's like,
yeah,
oh, great. Now what's it going to be? Oh, you kiss Zach for 3 seconds. That's the
yeah,
only thing I've got now
yeah.
to
Bring
strip from
that
my
up in 20 years.
face.
Bring that back in 20 years' time. Yeah, sure, that's going to work,
Yeah,
isn't it,
yeah.
Peter? And they sort of have a conversation about it. And Lauren's like, "You've made me feel like the worst person in the entire world throughout all of this." And to be fair, Lauren's been doing that to herself as well. I think because the reason,
Yeah.
she's been beating herself up about it.
Oh my God, mum guilt is bad enough anyway,
Yeah,
let alone in like Lauren's situation. Jeez, because
yeah,
she did say it as well later on in the week. So I still feel guilty, even though I
mm,
found out that it's actually nothing to do with my
yeah,
drug taking. I still feel guilty,
yeah.
like it
Which she
is
would.
that, and I'm like, yeah, I can believe that.
Absolutely. So the pair of them are just arguing and arguing and arguing. When they get home, they're still arguing and they start shouting at each other. And Louis decides that Jimmy doesn't need to be around this because it's such a cute child logic. He figures, because they've told Louis that Jimmy's blind this week and he's got to sort of kind of try and compute that.
Yeah,
And so his childlike logic kind of takes him to the point where it's like, well, if Jimmy's blind, then he can't understand that like mummy and daddy are arguing. So that must scare him because he can't see what's going on. I mean, ignoring the fact that he's a baby, so he won't have any clue what's going on anyway. But,
yeah. Well,
it's cute.
he did make a valid point that his hearing will be a lot clearer because
Yeah,
he's like compensating for the
fair
fact that he's
play.
blind. He's obviously been researching it,
Yeah,
hasn't he? Bless him. So I think that that factored into it as well when you were
yeah,
thinking it. But it was sweet kid
it was
logic, and
sweet.
also I think for Louis it were a bit of projection about how he was feeling because I don't think he was enjoying listening to his mum and dad argue like he
No,
was.
no,
So
and they have been fighting a lot
bless him.
recently. So
Mm.
he decides to take to take Jimmy and have a boy trip out to the park. Bless him, just to get him away from all the fighting. And that obviously puts the fear of God into Lauren and Peter, and so the whole square is out searching for them. Jay, go on,
Sorry, I've got a. You just said the whole square.
something
I
square.
found that scene so bizarre. I don't understand why the square was so empty for the time of day. When Lauren went out and she were like shouting, he's gone," and they were like, "Oh no, no," and then like it felt like the entire square was empty. Then it was just Ian, and then all of a sudden he just came back with people. Did you not pick up on that?
Not in the slightest.
Oh my. Tell me in comments if you picked up on that because
There
I
you go.
found it so bizarre. For the time of day, it felt so empty. Like,
That's
it normally feels busier than this, but there we go.
fair enough. Anyway, Jay finds them in the park, kind of hiding in one of those little tunnel things. I used to go in them all the time as a kid. I used to love them.
I see him still all the time, Rob. I'm always in parks.
He just sat there. Sat when the parenting gets too much, right? That's it. I'm going to my tunnel. Screw it all.
Yeah, where's iPad?
Yeah. Fair.
Put some EastEnders on.
Yeah, put some EastEnders on and watch it in my tunnel. And so, sort of Louis tells Jay everything that he's been thinking about the situation, and Jay takes them back to the square, and Lauren and Peter feel really, really guilty and realise, I think, that they need to start putting the boys first. If there is
Yeah,
nothing for them really to be arguing about, now that it's been proven that Lauren had nothing to do really with Jimmy's blindness, they can maybe start to
yeah.
put their relationship back on track. And Lauren puts her ring back on, and it would appear that the two of them are now properly engaged and are soon to be married.
Well, if they're going to get married, you'd think that they'd want some close family there,
Yeah,
really,
some
wouldn't
some
you?
close family.
Hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, EastEnders have announced some news that before we pressed record, so marvellous, breaking news, hot off the press, Max is coming back. Yes, he is. Ah!
And we would have given you a spoiler siren, but it's been announced and we've
Yeah,
agreed. If it's announced, there's no spoiler siren before
exactly.
anyone
You've
answers.
got to be
Sorry.
selective with the siren. Selective with the siren.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he is coming back. So, according to the official EastEnders Facebook page, Max Branning is bursting his way back into Walford as Jake Wood reprises his legendary role later this autumn. Max left Walford back in 2021 when his affair with Linda Carter ended after she revealed her true feelings for husband Mick, and his subsequent meddling resulted in brother Jack Branning's suspension from his job with the police. With daughter Lauren expected to marry into the Beals, tearaway teenage son Oscar back in Walford, and Stacey Slater widowed, and a secret daughter with ex-lover Linda yet to be discovered, Max has more than enough unfinished business in Walford awaiting his return. He is to briefly return later this autumn, and then a permanent return is scheduled for later in the year. So,
Ooh.
my thinking is that he's going to be back for Stacey's exit, and then we'll come back
Okay.
after that.
And
That
maybe
would
a
make
Christmas
sense.
wedding.
Yes, yes. I think we can. I judging by like when this is all sort of set to happen, I would say that maybe Max is going to be Christmas this year.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. Yeah, interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, so how would he come back for Stacey's exit though? I wonder how that'd play out.
I don't
One last
know.
fling.
Yeah, I bet they do. I bet they
You've
do.
got to, ain't you? You've got to.
Of
Why
course they
not?
do. Of course they do. Because I would argue that Stacey is the love of Max's life. I don't think Max is the
Yes,
love of Stacey's life,
I
however.
agree with that.
Mm.
Even though it's still quite strange when you think of it, really, because she were only a
Yeah,
few years older than Lauren at the
yeah,
time.
it's
Well,
not great.
I'm married to his son, of course. Let's not
Yeah,
forget that bit.
yeah.
But you know,
Max got away with murder back in the day, don't forget. I mean, yeah, and he had that affair with Lucy. That was a bit weird as well.
yeah, that was very weird.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But I'm very excited for Max to be coming back because we've been saying on here for months. Max needs to come back. Max needs to come back because there is so much for him to be doing. When he left, he had nothing to do, and it was sort of like, yeah, I think Max is done now. But since then, it's like they've been building reasons for him to come back ever
Yeah.
since.
We've been
Um,
saying it, and we were like, now, like, there's so much for Max to come back for, but
yeah,
I'm just wondering why he's. What I can't quite fathom is why he didn't come back during the Clenners era, but maybe that's to do with Jake Wood. I don't know.
maybe,
Maybe he had
maybe.
other things on.
But I mean, Lauren knows about Annie, so that's going to be causing
Yes.
some fire, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Cindy's eyes are as good as rolled back, I would argue. But I can
Oh
also
God, yeah.
I can also see him getting with Nicola.
Oh yeah, I could
I think
see
she'd quite
that.
like Max. I think she'd quite like him.
Yeah, I could actually see that as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it'll start the Cindy Nicola beef because we're still to see Nicola
Yes.
and George, and maybe Cindy and
Yes.
Max, and then Max like, oh, what about Nicola? And oh, there you go.
Ooh, it's exciting. I can't wait.
Isn't
Bring
it?
it on. So obviously, Oscar is going to be coming to the show. I think next week Oscar arrives. So I
Okay.
presume what's going to be happening is that we're going to get some build up, whatever's going on with Oscar and why he's in Walford. That's going to maybe be
Hmm.
linked somehow to it all. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Where's probably not a baby anymore, but where's baby Abby? Is she with
Did
Rainey?
Rainey and Stewart not take her? I think they did, didn't they?
That's what I'm trying to
I can't
remember. I think
remember.
maybe,
I think so. I think so.
possibly. Is that why they left? Was that because Rainey
Yeah,
went to look for her or
yeah,
something?
something like that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh
she's with
God, remember
Rainey.
when Rainey and Max were together for like
Yeah,
2 minutes?
yeah, because like pretend marriage, wasn't it? Yeah, they got married and
Mm,
everything. Anyway, so much excitement to
we
come
digress.
later in the year. Much excitement to come later on in the year. But I'm delighted. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm very excited to see the return of Max. Right, ladies and gents, let's move on now to the next story. So on to Johnny and Callum now. Gollum,
Jollum? Jallum?
Jallum, what do you
Jollum?
reckon?
I like Jollum. It's a bit like
Gollum.
Gollum, isn't it?
It is, yeah,
Jollum?
my precious. So following their kiss last week,
Yes.
Callum is feeling he's feeling nervous around Johnny,
Yeah.
but the pair decide that they can still hang out, they can still be mates, can't they?
My
They can be
mates.
mates. This lasts for the grand total of about 14 seconds. Uh because they are literally just talking in the room and then are at each other and go at it like beasts.
I wait to see. I didn't see that coming, did you?
Well, I was surprised. I thought at least they'd do it drunk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because you were like, oh, Lexi's actually going for a sleepover. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm free. Oh, should we have a drink? Yeah. And then I thought, all right, they're gonna get
yeah,
drunk. And then as
yeah.
soon as they said it, they were like, okay, let's have a drink.
Ah. Uh,
Yeah.
So that's happened. So how are we feeling
Mhm.
about this?
Do you know what? I'm here for it in a way, actually, which I'm surprised at
You've
because I've
changed
not
your
been
mind from
here
last
for
week.
it. Yeah. Well, I wasn't here for it last week because I'm like, they've got too much family history. But then you were like, well, it's EastEnders, get over it. So I've been like, fair. All right, fair.
Yeah,
So look at it as, do they suit each other? And actually, they really do.
yeah.
And I think they would work together. But the only thing I'm not here for is it's going to give Ben something to be anguished about, which,
Well,
like, fair,
I
like,
mean, let's
but
be real. Ben doesn't need anything to be anguished about. He'll still be anguished about
well,
something.
this is it. But
Uh,
I
um,
don't know.
I mean, right. So, what are they going to do with this? Because obviously, Callum is now
Yeah,
racked with guilt because he's cheated on his
yeah,
partner, cheated on his husband, and he kind of just kind of drops Johnny, doesn't he? Like the next morning, he's sort of just like, right, I've got to go. See you later. Don't speak to me. Bye. No one look at me. I'm a mess. Um, I feel like they're clearly going to do this again, aren't they? Like, there's an
yeah,
attraction there. Like, it's a thing.
yeah. Done it once now.
Yeah.
And I think it's just Callum's guilt, isn't it? What are they going to do? Just keep getting drunk so then they can be like, oh, well, we were drunk, so it's
Yeah, but
fine.
they weren't
I
even
don't
drunk when
know.
they did that. That's the thing. They did that completely sober.
Oh, yeah, I thought they drank a bottle of wine. I remember him
Well, it was
looking at a
weird.
bottle of wine the
They
next
looked at
day.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Callum like looked at the wine as though like sort of accusationary, like it's all the
yeah,
wine's fault, but they hadn't touched a
yeah.
drop when it actually
I
happened.
I did think that I was really confused when he was staring at the wine. Well, maybe, afterwards or just,
Mm.
anyway, at some point wine was also drank, I guess. So
Yes,
there we go.
yes. I did quite enjoy Linda the next morning.
Yes, that
That
was
was
that
funny.
was good. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
funny.
funny.
Callum,
I
you
just
vegetarian? And I can tell you, he's not vegetarian because he'd spent the night with sausage.
hey,
Hey,
bum.
bum.
There we
Uh,
go.
proudest pun I've ever done.
That was a good
Um,
one.
and so yeah, Johnny's feeling a bit crap after it all. So I'm kind of wondering how is this all going to play out?
Do you mean
Presumably,
Callum is or Johnny
yeah.
is?
John. Well, Johnny's feeling bad because Callum's just
Oh, because
sort
how
of
Callum's left
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Got
and
you.
obviously Callum's feeling a bit
Mm.
guilty as well.
Well, in fairness though, with like Lex is involved, isn't she? To be fair,
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Because if Lexi wasn't there, and as far as I know, Ben's going to be in jail 6 years. But then again,
yeah.
how did Callum and Ben leave it? They did. He weren't like, oh,
I
carry on
mean,
without me, act like we're not married, did
yeah.
they?
Well, no, well, Ben tried to do that when they had that final
Yeah,
sort of meeting between the two of them. Ben was sort of like, I'll do what you need to do or whatever. And then Callum was sort of they ended it on good terms, didn't they? And
yeah,
remember, Callum has been going across to America to see him, and they did that whole thing over Christmas where like Callum stayed the night or something like that, which I thought
yeah.
was
They
the
have them
craziest thing I've ever. I
visits.
also thought that's the
Yeah, they have
craziest thing
them.
I've ever heard. I think that
What's
was
the
a
name of
thing.
them now? Couldn't remember it when we talked about it, but yeah, they
Yeah,
have those overnight visit
yeah.
things. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
So they are, for all intents and purposes, still absolutely fine and sort of
a
married
married
and
couple.
exactly. So I feel like it's gonna just obviously they're gonna sleep together again because otherwise, what's the
Yeah,
point in
yeah,
them doing it at all?
yeah.
I feel like Phil's gonna find out.
Oh, interesting. Because Linda knows as well. Is she going to
Yeah,
somehow accidentally let it slip or
I
something?
think so.
Maybe.
I think so.
Mm. We
Mm.
already had a scene, didn't we? With was it Cindy who dropped a minute in front of
Yes,
Lexi? So maybe
yes,
Lex is going to put it together as well at some point when
yeah,
it happens the next time or something and say something. Maybe Jay could find
mm.
out as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But so this is a bit of a spoiler, right? Is it?
Well,
Spoiler just in case, Nina,
Nina,
Nina.
Nina.
Ben's coming back, but we're not entirely sure in what capacity and how
Mm.
permanently. And
Yeah.
so, why, like, how is this going to fit into Ben's
I mean,
return? If you know what I mean.
I feel like because I don't know how Ben is coming back because he
I feel it's
like
got to be a video call. I feel
yeah,
like it's
so
just
do
got to be a
I.
video call,
Yeah,
right?
because he's not going to get released for good behavior or anything like that because he's been
No,
put in solitary for fighting and stuff, hasn't he?
right? Yeah. So it don't
So
make sense. So why would he get an early release? We got told he were in for 6 years, didn't
yeah,
we?
yeah. And how long's he been gone? Like a year and a bit.
Has it even been a year?
Yeah, I think it's just been over a year or something, but certainly
Right.
nowhere near even half his sentence yet. So I don't quite get how he's coming back yet.
No, this is what I'm not understanding. Unless they're going to get,
As he
I
escaped.
don't know. Well, there's
It's
bail
very
in
Ben
America, but
things.
is that not before you've been charged? Like, if you've been
Yeah,
charged, then you can't pay
yeah.
your way out of it, can you?
Yeah, I
Surely
don't. I
not.
wouldn't have thought so. I wouldn't have thought so. So it maybe he just escapes.
No, he can't. He's not going to escape an American
Swims
prison.
across the Atlantic to
They
get back
must
to
have figured
Callum.
out a way. But I do think he's going to be back for a video call. Maybe it'll be
Mm.
Callum. Maybe he'll be so et up, et up,
Het up.
et up,
Et tu,
het up
Brute.
or et up. Oh, they're two words,
Het
aren't
up.
they?
Het up. Yeah.
He's going to be so het up with
In your
guilt.
accent, it's et up.
And that's why I confused myself. He's going to be feeling so guilty that he ends
Yes.
up calling Ben, and then we get a video call, and he's going to confess what's been going on with Johnny. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I was
Mm.
gonna.
And then what? So for his permanent return, so he'll find out obviously in the mini
Yeah,
return, and
you'd
then
think
when the main return happens, that's when war is
at
declared or something like.
Christmas,
Yeah, probably it's gonna be a big Christmas
everything's gonna
bowl.
be at Christmas,
Yeah,
isn't
because
it?
we've got Zoe as well still to come back as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. We didn't hear anything about Alfie this week or anything, did we?
it's
See
gonna be
any
a
of them?
busy old autumn, Ree. Busy old autumn.
Mm.
Talking of Alfie, this is a link to talk about the Vic because that's officially also been put up for auction now, and because of this whole women's football thing, which you've done research for,
Yes, extensive research.
extensive
It's the
research.
women's Euros that's going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Right. So I was looking because obviously I sell alcohol. I've never heard of this Geneva, it was called that they were selling. So it's a Dutch gin, which they did touch on, but I've
Mm,
still never heard of it. Anyway, and it's because England were against the Netherlands in one of their matches, which is hence why Elaine, genius to her to be fair, was
absolutely.
serving out the Geneva at £3 a shot, bargain as well.
Yeah.
Right. Got everyone nice and drunk, didn't it? And the lionesses won. Did you notice the little scene we had it? There was one line I noticed, and I thought, oh, I wonder if they filmed two versions of that and then put it in because they just said
Yeah.
something like, oh, because the lionesses won, or they just
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
something like that. Like, oh, they filmed two versions and they put that one in. That's
Yeah.
a better way of doing it, probably.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so Kathy,
there you go.
Denise,
My
and Honey,
research.
well done. It was very, very extensive. I'm impressed. This is why you did so well at uni, Roo. You know, all this extensive
Right.
research that you used to
Yeah,
do.
but come on, that is quite good for us. We're not
Good.
football, are we?
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
football.
We're
Come
not
on.
football. We are not football. You're quite right. Um, so the girls are talking like
Yeah.
Kathy and Denise and Honey are getting drunk as hell on Geneva. This was
Yes.
me last night. I was planning to buy the Vic last night as well. I was sort of like, I
You
can buy the Vic.
should.
We should.
I'd
Me and you
love
buy the
that.
Vic. Me and you should. Me and you buy the Vic, Ray. I think would be
We'd
good.
be such a good duo
So
to be
good.
in the Vic.
Yeah,
Come on.
the
Come
best,
on.
right?
That'd work. Anyway, sorry, go
That'd
on.
be
We
legendary.
digress again.
And I mean, I don't really get what the point of all of this conversation was. It was fun. It was like because I
It was
always love to see.
funny, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see drunk Kathy. I think basically what the idea of it is that the idea of someone's going to have to buy the Vic is being put into
That's
the
what I
ether.
thought.
Yeah,
Yeah. That who I think it was a bit like, oh, who is going to actually buy the
yeah.
Vic? Because to be fair, did we say it last? Did we say it when we were recording last week? Like, would Kathy do it? Because obviously she's not got the Albert anymore. It
I
would
mean,
have.
she did say that you know the long hours don't particularly appeal to her, which I can understand because she was
Yeah.
never at the Albert.
Well, I also thought she didn't get any money for Albert, so she
No,
probably struggled, to be fair. Seeing as she pretty
exactly.
much gave it away, didn't she? She was
Yes,
blackmailed into it.
yes.
Yeah.
But
Denise, nah.
yeah, no, it's
Honey,
weird.
Honey and Billy, if they had some money, wouldn't be
Yeah,
too bad behind Vic, actually. I could see
that'd
that
be decent.
working.
That would
Yeah.
be decent.
Yeah.
But the Vic is definitely kind of up for sale, and time will tell who ends up actually signing the contract. But we kind of know who's going to get
We
the Vic.
think we
We
know.
think we know. We think we know. And I have a feeling they might be starting to hint towards that next week. So watch
Interesting.
this space. So, on to the biggest storyline of the week, and this is Ravi and Harry and Kojo. So, with the Panasar finances kind of screwed after Bernie sort of stole all their money,
How much did she take, by the way? About 50
20,
grand
well, it was 25
in
grand
end.
when she left, wasn't it? But then I think that
And
she'd
then
already taken some other money before that.
and then I feel like she transferred another like 25 grand or something. I feel like she took about 50.
Maybe. She took at least 20,
God.
yeah, she took at least
Yeah.
25, and she's living it up in fabulous style, is our Bernie. So, Ravi's trying to sort of his money situation out, but no amount of moving money between all the accounts is going to solve the hole that's been created. And Avani is demanding an extravagant party for her 16th. And also, Zuki just spends the week going, we can't afford it. We can't afford that at all. How expensive is a 16th birthday party going to be?
Well, this is it, isn't it? Because you could do it like on a budget.
Of course you
But
could.
I think Avan is, I need to have a super sweet
Oh yeah,
16th and it needs to be extravagant. And I think had they not been in this financial situation, Ravi would be like, yeah, I'm going to spoil my little girl, all
yeah,
those years he missed with her, maybe.
yeah. I
So
get
maybe
that.
that's feeding into it a bit. But yeah, you could still easily do it on a budget. Like everyone else, including Priya, were telling him.
Yeah, I mean, and the also the thing is, it's for a 16th. It's not like you have to fork out for booze, is it?
No, that's very true. Yeah, what do you need?
Yeah,
Some fruit on sticks that they had and a photographer
yeah.
because that's
Some,
what 16 year
yeah,
olds probably want.
and some
Yeah, done
cocktails,
in it.
sausages, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So to pay for this party, he realizes that he needs to get back into the drug game. So he gets a contact off Nicola
Sorry, when you
and
put it like that, to pay for this 16th
pay
party, he
for
needs
us.
to get back in the drug game.
Right, I need to I need to start drug dealing again to pay for my daughter's 16. Fair enough. And so he gets a contact from Nicola and teams up with Oki. We meet Oki, the drug dealer.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. And so soon a shipment of drugs arrives on the square and they get
Yes.
thrown into the back of Ravi's car. We are reliably informed that these drugs cost somewhere in the region of 50 grand.
Approximately the amount that maybe Bernie took then. Maybe that's why he's gone for that amount of drugs. Yeah. Because also, yeah, why have you got 50 grand's worth, Ravi? Couldn't you have just sold
Yeah,
like
it's a
300
lot.
pounds worth or
Yeah, it's a
something? I
lot.
don't
It's a
know.
lot of it's
Yeah.
a lot of drugs, 50
Well,
grand's worth. Not that I know the market value of
I
drugs these
mean,
days, but
to be fair, I guess if you're going to do it, you might as well go
yeah,
all in, ain't you? If you're going
go
to.
the full hog. Go the full hog. So all the drugs are in the back of Ravi's new
Yes.
posh car, and he needs
Mhm.
somewhere to put it because the police are sort of going around the square, aren't they?
Yeah.
So he sort of arranges with Harry to put the car in the Archers.
Yeah.
Harry doesn't know at this stage that there's drugs in the back until
He
he
just,
and yeah,
yeah. He suspects that there's something dodgy with the
yeah, of
car, doesn't he?
course.
Because obviously the police had turned up and all of a sudden Ravi's like, could I maybe put my car in your garage? Is that all right for a bit?
I mean, the thing is, though, like, it's not like the police are going to start doing spot checks on random parked cars around the square, is it?
No, I agree. But then I guess, like, if you're in that situation, you
Mm.
might be like, oh, police are literally knocking on my door. Maybe
Yeah,
I should hide that car that's got loads of drugs in
nah,
boot. Like,
that's
yeah,
half the
kind of
rush.
fair.
It's half the rush, mate. Yeah,
That's what we've heard, isn't
yeah, exactly.
it?
So the car does get put in the arches,
Yeah.
and later Harry and Kojo discover these drugs. Now, pause for Harry and Kojo. I love them so much.
Yeah, they are. They are a very good pairing,
It's
actually. I do
adorable.
appreciate, yeah, their friendship. It's very sweet.
It's
Yeah.
so
It's
sweet. Did you see the picture of
yeah.
Harry and Kojo on Kojo's wall? It's
Yeah.
so sweet. Bless
Yeah. That
him.
was a nice little touch, that actually.
It's lovely, and I'm absolutely loving just how kind of tender and soft Harry is with him. I think it's just absolutely lovely. I love every second of it.
I do think it's also a bit like I said before because of his
Yeah,
relationship with Barney, so he
absolutely.
knows how to like, be that softer side to him. Because I bet he's had to do that quite a bit when Barney was
Yeah,
growing up as well. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, so he knows exactly how
lovely.
to sort of so he knows how to sort of handle Kojo. It's lovely. So they discover these drugs, and Kojo's kind of freaking out because obviously Phil cannot find out about this, and he's kind of worried about what Phil's going to say and do
Phil
about the
hates
situation.
drugs. If there's
Phil
only
hates
hates, it's
drugs.
drugs.
If anything, Phil draws a line at drugs.
That's yeah.
So Kojo decides that the only way to deal with the situation is to flush 50 grand's worth of coke, I assume, down the loo. Doesn't do it very carefully. I'd argue that bathroom is covered in cocaine now.
I did think that, but actually, he did take his time, so I don't think he blocked the toilet with like all of those drugs at
I mean, I don't
least.
know how easily it
Oh,
goes down.
can I just say also, we've just seen Kojo's flat, by the way.
Yes, new
New
set.
set. Yeah,
It's
what do
nice.
you think?
It's quite nice. I thought that's a decent flat. I like that a lot. I'd
Yeah.
live there quite happily.
Yeah, I thought that, and George is living there as well. But where is it meant to be, like on the
I
square?
don't know. I don't think we've quite sort of deciphered that yet.
Because obviously we've got some new set appearing soon, and I feel
Yeah,
like
might be
they
on
did
that.
this with Coronation Street when they introduced the precinct. They like
Yeah,
introduced a flat there
yeah,
first,
yeah.
just like casually, like they kind of have done with Kojo. So I'm wondering
Yeah,
if that's how it's going to kind of tie in. Maybe let's
might be our
see.
introduction to the new part of the
Yeah,
set. Yes,
yeah,
maybe. But it's complete with a nice, lovely picture of Harry and Kojo on the wall. I just think it's
yeah.
the most adorable thing ever. So obviously, when Harry discovers that these drugs are missing, he slightly panics because
Well, he
Ravi
thinks
is,
it's Nicola as well, doesn't he?
yeah,
Because she goes in. She's meanwhile, while all this is going on, Nicola's observing from the
yeah.
sidelines and thinking, what's Harry got himself involved in here? So then she breaks into the Archers, searches the car, making us all think Nicola's taken the drugs, but then it
Yeah.
turns out she hasn't. Then we discover it's Kojo.
Small
Ugh.
counterpoint. I didn't know that that door at the back was a thing. Did you?
No, I didn't. Yeah,
I thought
clearly
that
that
would. I
was
thought that
just.
would. It's probably it's always been there, but it's just like I've never
I'm.
seen anyone
I.
use it.
Yeah, I thought when did that door get put in? Maybe Phil had to be responsible one day. They're like, you need another fire exit. You know,
Yeah.
you're on Albert Square. These big things happen quite a lot.
I mean, looking at the structure of the arches, I don't really understand what the point of a fire exit is in that place because all it literally is just this small hangar and there's a
Yeah,
massive door at the front. So why would you go out
yeah,
the
that's
back door when
true.
you escape from fire?
Oh, if the fire's at the front where that door is, at least you've got another route out. I don't
There
know,
you
but
go.
yeah, I'd never noticed that back door before either.
Anyway, so yeah,
Anyhow,
once they discover that Kojo has done what he's done, Nicola kind of goes a bit mad, but Harry's sort of like, you know what? No, it's fine. We'll sort this. We'll sort this. So they decide to stage a break-in.
yes,
Is this a good idea?
Well, do you know what surprised me is that Nicola thought it was such a good idea. Like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Nicola to get involved in all this, but I feel like she's not going to. I don't think like Harry's gonna let her know.
I feel like she kind of already is involved a little bit because she knows what's gone
Well,
on. And I feel like it's
true.
going to get to a stage where because obviously don't forget the sort of relationship that Ravi and Nicola have.
This is what I was thinking.
Yeah, so when I think Nicola gets wind of what's going on, she's gonna involve herself more than anything.
Clearly, Ravi's not scared of her though, and he should be, to be
Mm.
fair.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's got to deal with.
Interesting, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I think it was just so obvious with the breaking. Like, Ravi knew instantly that that was a load of bull. Let's be honest.
Well,
So
I mean, so he obviously has the upper hand immediately when these drugs go missing, and Harry knows that. So he sort
mhm.
of immediately is trying to sort of appease the situation, arranges for Ivani's birthday party to be held in the club. And let's be real here, it was a bloody good party.
Upgrade for Avani. Oh, what
Yeah,
that worked out
all
all
good.
right.
Ivani had a great night. Fair play. I
Should
thought it
call
looked
it
really
quits for
good.
50 grand. That sorted a
I mean,
drag.
how much do you reckon that would have cost them normally? Probably not anywhere close to 50 grand, but a couple of grand maybe.
I don't know if they closed the bar and they would have normally had other customers in, they would have run at a bit of a loss, in
Yeah,
fairness.
not
Sorry, my
50
business
grand
head
though.
on there.
Yeah,
No,
not 50
definitely not
grand
50
though.
grand.
But Ivani has a great night, and there was a very strange scene where Ravi turns around to Harry and says, "Oh, just so we're cool, I know you like to partake every now and again. So here's you can have a drink at my 16th birthday party, and here's some drugs while you're at it as well."
I did wonder at first, I thought, was that Ravi trying to give him a test or something? Because I thought he was trying to see if wait and see if Harry goes, oh no, I don't touch that stuff anymore, mate.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that's what he was trying to do.
Oh,
I'm
bit
still
Ravi's
a bit
hand off.
confused as to what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I think what it was Ravi trying to sort because I wasn't sure whether it was going to be one of those things where, all of a sudden Ravi's going to be like really good mates with Harry and then he's going to discover the betrayal,
yeah.
or whether it was Ravi sort of like being underhand and sort of making him think
Oh,
that he was on his
yeah.
side and then just to sort of make that big old impact later on in the
I
episode.
I knew straight away this is
Mm.
Ravi knows. He
Yeah.
knows. This is all
Yeah.
fake best mate stuff. But I
Yeah,
was
of
surprised that
course.
Harry had not figured that out. But I guess Harry was just kind of relieved that he thought he'd got
Yeah.
away with it kind of
Yeah.
thing. Do you know what though? Do you not think that like Harry could have just explained what actually happened? I feel like Ravi's a baddie, but even he'd know to draw a line at Kojo, right?
Well, I don't think he was. This is the thing. I think Harry was protecting Kojo, wasn't he? Because he was
Yeah,
worried that Ravi was going
definitely.
to, tear Kojo apart with
Yeah.
his bare
A
hands.
new one, yeah, as they
Yeah,
say. Yeah.
and yeah, I feel I understood the reasoning for it. Because I think that in that situation, I think I would, you'd want to
Yeah.
try and protect your mate in that situation. And I think that he felt that I can deal with Ravi better than Kojo will be able to. And if we stage
I
this
know.
break in,
I just thought I'd be like, well, you know, who Kojo's brother is. It's like, what's he called?
George the Nightmare Knight.
Yeah, there we go. George the Nightmare Knight. I
Yeah.
wouldn't start on him if I
Mr.
were
Bare
you.
Knuckle Boxer over there. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah. But yeah, all this sort of friendly stuff between Ravi and Harry, it does appear it's subterfuge because Oki turns up and sort of wants to know
oh
what's
yeah,
happening with his drug money. And the pair of them go outside, and Ravi's like, I need some backup here, mate. And so Harry follows him outside. I was trying to work out like if Oki was in on any of this because he starts giving lip to Ravi and Ravi beats him
yeah.
up.
I was confused by all of this as well because then actually that was the only point when Ravi said I don't trust him that I thought, oh wait, actually does he think that we're okay? And this has all been genuine with Harry. That was
Oh,
the
right, yeah.
only moment I wondered that. Yeah, and then he went out and then Erky started beefing Ravi. I was a little confused, but I
Yeah.
think,
I wasn't sure
mm,
whether it was whether like Oki was like knew
yeah,
what was
part
going
of
on and was
it.
pretending, but
Yeah.
then the way that Ravi beat him up, I was sort of like, I guess he didn't then.
No, I think to be fair, Erky's like a cocky so and so. So
Yeah.
Ravi probably already were like, I don't like you anyway, so maybe I can use you as an
Well,
example.
he starts going on about like Nish and how Ravi's a joke without Nish there, and I think that kind of rather pushes some of Ravi's
There is
buttons.
that, yeah. Why
Yeah.
would you say that anyway? Like,
Yeah.
like, come on, okay.
Have you seen the
You
size of
like,
that
oh,
man's arms?
panisars are a joke. You're really saying that right now? You're down next to a dark alley, mate. Do you not
Yeah.
know what happens?
I
Did you notice it was full moon in background and
oh
it's a
I
full moon right now?
It is. That worked out well, didn't it? I don't know if
I
that's a
thought
deliberate
that was
thing, but
good.
fair. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's.
I
I'm
thought
like,
that was
it's full
impressive.
moon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought that was
yeah,
good, and I did enjoy the sort of like the shot of evil Ravi, like looking down at his beaten up victim as the train carriages went by and lit him up. I thought that
yeah.
was a
We're
very good
still
shot.
smoking a cigarette at that point, or
Yeah,
had he already
yeah, I
chucked it
love.
out?
Yeah, he literally, yeah, he chucked it down just before he punched him.
Yeah.
Just the smoking Ravi this week was so random, and it's sort of like the thing with smoking on TV these days. Apparently, it needs to be editorially justified to show smoking on telly these days. Apparently, that's a thing.
Why?
I don't know. They've changed the rules with it. Like in the Big Brother house, they're not allowed to show them smoking anymore.
Oh, I guess it's because they don't want it to look like you're encouraging it. So maybe that's why they had that little scene
Yeah,
of Arnie being like, "Oh, you're smoking again,
yeah.
Dad. That's so not cool."
So is that a
Well,
thing
shouldn't
that
say
you?
that, but
But you only ever give it to the bad people to do these days? Is that? Do you reckon that's what they've done with it then?
yeah, they've been like, "Well, this is how we show somebody's a baddie in soaps.
Smoke.
They're
Yeah,
smoking, so you can't
yeah.
just take that from us." Yeah.
Mind you, Elaine had a ciggy not so long ago, didn't she?
Well, and then with that when she had the one night stand, there you go.
That's a bit
Great.
before then, but yeah, a
Oh,
bit
was
before then.
it?
But yeah, yeah, no, she'd been stressed, so she decided she needed a
Ah,
cigarette. Yeah. Anyway,
that's
so
what caused her heart attack.
it maybe that's because smoking is very dangerous. So anyway, and Ravi then turns around to Harry and says, "Just in case you weren't aware, I know you stole my drugs, and you now work for me." Duff, 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 duff. So how's this going to play out?
Well, this is it. This is why I'm saying about Nicola being involved.
Yeah,
Because surely she's going to end up sussing it, right? And then trying to help Harry out. Because I'm sorry, but I know that Ravi's a baddie, but against Nicola, I don't think he's got a chance, if I'm quite honest with you.
is
She's
this?
ruthless.
She is ruthless, but is this a new era for Ravi? Are they making him like full on? Is
Oh, baddie again.
Wade's vision of Ravi like full on bad boy?
Well, potentially, because maybe he's going to be so distraught about this Panasar name that everyone's going, Nishin here, and we all know that you've just been robbed by that girl in
Yeah,
calf. So it's going to make him like try and overcompensate for the fact that everyone thinks he's this big failure and her Panasars are a laughing joke. So
mm.
maybe, do you know what? I'm here for it, but it's just a little. I don't know though, because I feel like we've already had his character redeemed. So then to kind of go back on it
Yeah,
again, I'm
yeah.
not sure how I feel.
I don't mind him being a bad boy because he is a bad boy. There's no two ways
Yeah,
about that. But I
yeah,
feel like I hope that they stick with the layers that they've been giving Ravi
yeah,
because up to now I always felt that Ravi's behaviour was very understandable. They always gave him a good
yes,
motive, even when he was
yeah,
like taking Eve off into the woods. Like you understood why he was having
yeah,
to do that
yeah,
because of Nish.
yeah.
But on his own,
Well, I guess it depends where the line's going to get drawn. Because, like, as long, I mean, he beat up okay. We've seen loads of characters beat people up. So
yeah,
that to me isn't like you're a bad guy. And also,
no,
like, not that I condone violence, but Oki was like,
he deserved it,
yeah,
giving him lip.
not deserved it, but yeah, yeah. He provoked him enough,
Yes,
I
taunted
guess.
him, didn't he? Taunted him to his face.
It's how far Ravi goes with it. Like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
want him to start, like, if he started, like, not that he would because of Zag, but if he started kidnapping Barney in, payback to Harry or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's already dangled him off a bridge, and he
Oh,
locked
yeah.
Joel in a freezer last week or the week before.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, but,
he's
Joel
unstable
again.
sometimes. Is Ravi? I do think Ravi's a fascinating character in many ways, and I really
Yeah,
like him.
yeah,
And it's interesting to sort of see bad boy Ravi back at the moment.
yeah.
Is this going to affect his relationship with Priya?
Well, I was just thinking that, but I feel like Priya knows. Priya's
She's
always a
okay
bit
with it.
like, yeah, because at the party she was like, look, whatever you're doing, she said something like, whatever you're doing, be careful,
Yeah,
or like, oh, just don't tell me details, or something like that,
yeah.
didn't she say?
I think that they're sort of pushing Ravi in a Grant type direction. I get Grant vibes off Ravi these days.
Yeah, I can see that actually. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm. So, but I mean, I don't think it's going to work out well for Harry. And is he going to find out about Kojo? Is the other question. That's going to be the main thing, isn't it? If Ravi finds out about that, then he's going to use Kojo as leverage, isn't he?
Yeah, see, the only way that I'd think he'd find that out is if Nicola told him. So maybe that's why Nicola
Yeah,
was involved in it all.
yeah,
Maybe it'll get to a certain point with Harry and Ravi, and
yeah,
Nicola's just going to be like, it were even him, he's just covering for
yeah.
Kojo because he was one who flushed him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
Mm,
will he? But how would he do? What's he going to do to Kojo? This is what I mean. This is where the line would be crossed.
mm.
If he touches Kojo, he's gone in full on baddie
Oh,
territory for
that's
me.
that's your line, is it? Just leave
I
Kojo
think
alone.
so, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Surely.
I don't think he'll necessarily do anything to Kojo, but he'll,
Yeah.
kidnap him or something, throw him in the boot
You
of the car
reckon?
and yeah, and just scare Harry, just to kind of keep him under the thumb. I think that's probably
Mm.
where he'd go with that.
So then it'd be like, right, if you don't want me to do that to Kojo again,
Yeah.
you better carry on working
Do as
for
you're
me,
told.
maybe.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. Exactly. Hmm.
Yeah, well, Nicola knows some bad guys as well, Ravi. That's all
She
I'm
doesn't even
saying.
need the bad guys. Nicola's more than capable of doing it all on
That's
her own, I
true.
would argue.
Very true.
Who's your gold star going to this week, Ree?
Oh, oh. Do you know, I was debating giving it to little Louis actually,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, I'm sure he'll have his moment. I'm giving it to Ravi.
Yeah, fair.
I've
Yeah.
enjoyed Ravi this week.
Bad boy
I love
Ravi.
Ravi to be fair.
Louis does deserve a gold
So
star. Yeah, he deserve a gold star. Yeah, I'll give mine to Louis. I will give mine to
okay.
Louis. Nearly gave it to Kojo, who got his first duff this week, which was nice.
Oh yeah. I debated Kojo as well, but like out of that story, it's got to be
Yeah,
Ravi for me. Yeah.
yeah. Ravi and Louis for the gold stars this week. Let us know who your gold star is going to, and we'll finish the podcast as usual with some comments from you. Right, a little bit of news before we get started with the comments. Apparently, Strictly fans, we've got another EastEnder doing Strictly this year, and Balvinda Sopel is apparently stepping onto the dance floor. That's exciting. I bet she wins.
I hope she wins. I can imagine. Do you know what? I can kind of imagine her being really good at it.
Yeah, I think she'll be amazing. I think she's
Yeah,
got,
I think.
yeah,
Do you know what? I bet she'll be like a bit of a slow burner. It might take her a while, and then once it's like clicked for her, I reckon she'll end up being really good.
I,
Having said this, I don't know. I don't watch Strictly religiously. I've seen it with my nan a few times.
yeah. But
But yeah, I can
I
imagine.
can imagine her doing very, very well in it. So best
Mm.
of luck to Balvinda. I don't know if this is going to be something that she leaves for, because
Yeah, I was just thinking that when you
sometimes they
said it.
leave. Yeah, sometimes they leave, and then sometimes they don't leave, don't they?
But
So
like when Jamie Borthwick, we were on it last year,
yeah,
he didn't really leave, did he? They
no.
just didn't write him in, and then he had a couple of scenes
Mm.
that he were kind of in the background of.
But Freddie left. Bobby Brazier left to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Freddie, he did
yeah,
actually. Interesting. They can't. How would they write her out? Unless they write her and Eve out, like they're going to go on a
yeah.
long
Go on a
holiday
holiday.
or
Go on a
something.
cruise. Yeah, go on a
Yeah, they
nice
could do
cruise.
that because I think Heather Peace could do a break, bless her,
Yeah,
at some
bless her.
point. Yeah.
So comments this week, Ray.
We've got a comment here from Tracy Riccio who says, Louis is so precious, he gets my gold star. Not liking really bad Ravi, can tell he is getting evil by the smoking, but also hot face emoji.
Calm down, Tracy. But also, yeah, I agree.
Oh, is that what that was? I was like,
Oh,
is that anger or
did you think
right?
she was just commenting on the weather at the end of that comment? Did you?
I don't know. What the... My hot face emoji.
Also, the weather is hot.
It's true though.
It is true. It is hot. Yeah. I mean, like I say, we said about bad Ravi. I mean, I don't mind him like kind of turning bad, but at the same time, as long as they keep the layers there, then I'm happy.
I wonder if they'll get all the kids involved as well. Like, if he
Mm,
starts getting proper bad, like he's got Nugget and Avani to think of these days. He didn't really have
mm,
them when he were bad before, did he? So maybe
no.
they'll, or who knows, Nugget might see what he's doing and try and follow in his dad's footsteps. Think, oh, hustler, me, yeah, proper
Yeah.
hustler. That'd be good.
Mm, time will tell. Kathy Vernon Kettner says, "Oh, I felt so moved to tears when Jay was speaking with Louis while he was in the little tunnel at the play park. The single strumming of the guitar music was beautiful and emotional, especially given Louis had taken Jimmy away from the house to secure his new baby brother from being afraid of Lauren and Peter's arguing. My gold star goes to Louis, and that scene in the tunnel at the park. Jay was amazing as well. Yeah, what we didn't talk about
Ah.
was Peter learning to play the guitar.
Oh yeah, that was quite a big thing this week, wasn't it? Because it kind of what made Lauren feel a bit more like,
Yeah.
ah,
I
what a
think I
nice dad kind of vibe.
I quite liked the whole thing with kind of Jimmy being calmed down by music and by Jay's beautiful singing voice. Who knew that Jay could belt out that
Yeah,
song?
I thought he had a
Huh?
lovely singing voice.
You
Yeah, I thought,
did?
oh, I'd be calmed by that, but you know how I feel
You,
about
so
Jay,
you'd be
so
calmed if Jay was caterwauling into a microphone, wouldn't you? You'd be like, "Oh, that's so relaxing,"
that's lovely. That
and take your t-shirt off while you're doing it. Thanks very
why,
much.
right?
Oh dear. Right,
Oh
that's it,
dear.
ladies and gents. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can do the following.
You can find us on Facebook at Albert Square After Dark, on Twitter and Instagram at E20 After Dark. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can listen to us on Apple and wherever you find your podcasts. Drop us an email at e20afterdarkpodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by going on buymeacoffee.com/E20 After Dark.
I
Oh, I
made
felt a
it.
bit tongue twisted
I
there.
know. I made it. I survived. Apologies once again if I wasn't on top form this week. I'm very sorry.
You've
Won't do
done
it again.
marvellous, Rob. Just don't go
Thanks.
out drinking like that again when we're
I'm
recording next
not touching.
day.
I'm not touching alcohol for another year. Don't worry. Don't worry
You've
about
been
that.
told.
I've been
Good.
told. Absolutely.
He's learned, everyone.
Learned my lesson. Right, ladies and gents, we will see you same time next week. Looks to be a good one next week. We are
Exciting.
meeting Oscar, I think, next week.
Oh yeah, of course.
The arrival of Pierre Molière. I can't wait. Oui,
Pierre
oui.
Molière.
Très bien, Pierre. Right, and we'll see you next week. Until then, it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye. Go and get some caffeine, Rob.
I
Go on.
will. I will.